AJ is here with me. Morning, mate. Obviously a horrible morning for Man United fans again after yesterday's result. I know your head's kind of cooled down a little bit now.
That's a lie. It got worse. It got flipping worse. Because last night, I could spend time with my wife. Turn off the game. Spend time with my wife, watching films, relax, and remember life is good.
Netflix
Woke up this morning, saw my wife go off to work, and then everything just boom hit me there and then because my joy is gone, and now I have to think about Man United seriously, and it got worse because Terry. Here's just a couple of things I just want to share with you. We had 7 points this season from 6 Premier League games. In Ten Hag's first season, he had 12 after 6. In his second season, he had 9 after 6. We're on 7 after 6. We have gone backwards twice in a row. We're on -3 goal difference after 6 games. Also, we are 12th in the league. Every other top 6 rival that we have, they're up there in the top half of the table with positive goal difference. Okay? There's that. Obviously, there's the big, one win in 9 in Europe. And then there's also, in the last 15 Premier League games, Everton have won more points than Manchester United.
Wow.
Relegation fodder, mess of a club, points deductions. Everton have won more points in 15 games than we have. They have 21, we have 19. Okay? We're 4 points off relegation right now. What else have we got? Yesterday, Tottenham had an XG of 5.33. We had an XG of 0.98. We didn't even have an expected goal yesterday. And we was at home. And to top it all off, I know some people have been mentioning the players. And the players are going to get him sacked. And the players are going to be throwing him under the bus. And these are the same players that got all the other managers sacked. And they are the problem. They're the issue. They're the virus. Well, let's take a look at that. Out of the 25-man squad that we have around that number, 8 players, 8 of those are not Ten Hag signings. And even with those, some of them have been getting new contracts. Marcus Rashford, new contract by Ten Hag. Bruno Fernandes, the captaincy and a new contract under Erik Ten Hag. I swear Delo got a new contract under Erik Ten Hag. So you've got 3 players out of those 8 already that Ten Hag is showing some kind of backing towards, even though they're not his signings. Amad Diallo, he's getting his breakthrough under Erik Ten Hag. And he's looking like he's going to get a new contract. Now, I think that's way more of a club decision, but hey. So this whole thing of, it's the players and all these players are getting the manager sacked and it's the same players, the same cycle. We need to get rid of all these. We've got rid of most of them. Because most of them are his. Most of these players are his. So that excuse is done. The injury excuse is done. Because guess what? Most of the players are fit. We're only missing Luke Shaw and Malacia, really. Most of the players have been fit. And one last thing, Terry, I need to admit something. After all of that's been said, I need to admit something. I was a fool. I was a fool. I was a fraud, I was a charlatan, I was dense, I was whatever you want to call it. I lacked football IQ, whatever you want to call it. Because myself, back in 2022, when we first got Erik Ten Hag, I sat there with hope. I sat there with belief, and I said, yes. And I said, yep, this man will be the guy to help change us. But I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I ignored. I blinkered. I blinded myself to the truth that is another manager that the Glazers signed, and yet I believed in it. I always say the Glazers make the wrong decisions. They already had 5 managers before him that they picked. Remember, because they inherited Fergie, and he's the greatest of all time. So he carried them. They picked Moyes. They picked LVG, they picked Jose, Oli, and Ragnick. 5 managers before them, before Ten Hag, and they all failed. So what was going on in my damn mind to think that the fifth manager that the Glazers pick is going to actually work? Now, I'm an idiot. I'm clearly an idiot. And this is the problem that we have right now. Everything changed. I know Brandon was saying foolishness yesterday, saying, oh yeah, things haven't changed at Manchester United. Where it has. Because guess what? We brought in a new board. You got Sir Jim. You've got Brailsford. You have Blanc. You have all these new board. You have the new footballing structure. Ashworth, Barada, Wilcox, all the new guys. Yo, fam, we even got new coaches. You got Rude. You got Rene. You got the goalkeeping coach. You got the set piece coach. New coaches. Terry, even better, new upgrades to the training facilities. New tunnel at Old Trafford. So you can't tell me nothing's changed. Everything hasn't changed. New players, Terry. We got new players. We saw the new signings. We sold some of the old guys. There's one thing that hasn't changed, Terry. One thing that remains from the Glazer regime that's just been stinking out the gap. The manager. The manager has been here since the Glazers. Now that Ineos are here, they need to remove the Glazer rot. You can say that, oh, but some of these players will come and go. That's changing. That's definitely changing. Because guess what? Players can't stay here forever. Managers can last longer than players at football clubs. That's a fact. So we need to remove the last remnants of the stinky, disgusting, horrible Glazer regime and remove Ten Hag and allow Ineos to bring in their guy, the one that they truly believe in, to help make us come forward. Now, I'm open to the fact that they made this mistake. I will happily say that they bottled it, because they did. Because me and you knew that this guy weren't it. Me and you didn't want him to stay, but we were objective and said, you know what? Let them do what they can do. Let them do what they think is correct, and then move forward, and we'll see. But in reality, them man bottled it, because they've seen the Glazers, they've seen all these other football management and all these football owners do these things of sacking managers, and they didn't want to be those guys. I get it. You don't want to be seen as the bad guys in the press, to the fan base, all of that. You want to be seen, you want to start on the right foot. But guys, your pursuit of trying to do it that way has made you make the wrong decision, and now you're back on the wrong foot with many people. Not me, because I'm willing for them to correct their mistake. But they bottled it, and now we're in this position where I have to say to them, look, if you do not sack him by the international break, if you do not sack him by next Monday, you have a week, then I have to, if you don't do that, I'll have to come out and say something. I'll have to come out and look at you slightly differently. Because now I'm questioning, why are you truly keeping this man? Because it can't be for football reasons, and that's the only reason why I want you here. If I wanted more incompetence, I would have just let the Glazers stay and not care. I would have not protested. I would not have bought shirts, continue to do all of that. Because, hey, listen, I've got incompetence already. I don't need more. So the main reason why I want you here is to control the football element. And if you're not sacking this man by next Monday, that means there's incompetence running through. And I personally cannot have that. So, yeah, that is my... Terry, as I said, my head got hotter as I woke up this morning, realizing the foolishness that I saw yesterday. And I'm sure we get onto some players. But yeah, they need to get rid of this man. And you know what? I don't care if it's Rude for a year and then bringing in a manager that they actually want, or maybe Rude is secretly the manager they do want, and they're going to integrate him in. Cool. But this man cannot remain and needs to be swift. He comes out, Rude takes over.
I agree. Look, and anyone who doesn't think Man United have changed in any way, shape, or form, I think Brandon actually messaged during the show. I'll put it up on the screen. He says the dreaded vote of confidence. I told you guys questions need to be asked of Ineos, and nothing's changed but the face. But it depends how you look at the dreaded vote of confidence. The dreaded vote of confidence normally means the manager's going to go, and if the manager's going to go this early, then maybe that would suggest that change is there. Like I've said already, if people want to say there's no change because Ineos gave Ten Hag a chance, if people want to say that not sacking him today proves they're no different to Woodward and the Glazers. That is their opinion. I am still, my judgment, my full wholehearted opinion on Ineos is still up in the air. I like some things they've done. I disagree with things. I don't think there's been anywhere near enough time. You've got to remember as well, the people actually running the club day to day are not Ineos. It's the likes of Barada and Ashworth. They've been at the club 2.5 months. So I think it would be exceedingly premature. If premature to a dating point of view, you haven't even pulled it out your pants and you've come. That would be the level of prematurity of completely judging Ineos at this point. You've come in your pants. You're not even started kissing yet either. You've sat on the sofa at the house. You've been out, had a few drinks. You're at the yard. You're sitting down. She gives you a smile and you go, oh, that's how premature it would be, in my opinion, to completely judge Ineos right now. Not saying you can't have an opinion, because I think it's wrong that we haven't sacked Ten Hag this morning, giving him these next 2 games to prove himself. And maybe that's because of my perspective, because I don't think he can turn it around in the long term. But I'm not willing to turn on these people right now and say that, because if every fan base had done that, City fans would have turned on their owners before they became good. Liverpool would have done it with FSG. Arsenal would have done it before they're in this point they're in now, where most of them are happy. Chelsea fans, I mean, they'd have burnt their stadium down last year, but now look how happy they are. You've got to give these ownership time, but you must criticize in the same breath. Do not be drawn in by the rivals that want you to crash them. Because you notice that suddenly rivals want us to have a go more at Ineos than they ever did about the Glazers. Remember, rivals used to defend the Glazers every single show we ever did because they knew they were the real problem. They actually know that Ineos are doing some really good things. I remember Brandon in the summer saying, bloody hell, you're moving well. So they want us to turn against them because they want us to burn even the things that have had some green shoots of hope. But where I do agree with the likes of Brandon is I'm annoyed. I am annoyed that he is still the manager this morning. Some suggestions of new coaches here. Almarin is the best option according to Paul Lucas. Inzaghi is what Dragon says here. I wouldn't mind a little bit of Inzaghi. Inzaghi or Sebastian, it's Holness, I think is how it's pronounced. Yeah, he's done very, very well. Strasbourg Steve says Holness, the Stuttgart manager, should be a legitimate candidate for United job. Same with Gasparini of Atalanta. Yeah, I like him. Marco Rose of Leipzig and Wilfried Nancy. Do you know what I like about Strasbourg Steve? He actually watches all these teams play religiously. So I trust his opinion more than most fans. So I know he watches these games. Few interesting suggestions here as well, though. Gareth Southgate. That'd be an interesting one. Can you imagine? I will say this. I don't want Southgate. Please don't take this as an endorsement. But he'd get us in a better structure game by... We wouldn't get run through like we did yesterday. Like, I'm not supporting it, but I guarantee we'd play better than we did yesterday. I guarantee you we'd be better. That's how bad we are under Ten Hag.